Previously on Waterdeep Dragon Heist, our hero throughout this adventure,
Alaric Stormchapel, a.k.a. Inarius.
You have been sent to the port city-state of Waterdeep. My name is Volothamp Gadarm. My friends call me Volo.
So you need help finding a friend?
I do. Floon Blagmar. I can offer you 10 dragons right now, and I can give you 10 times that when you find him. The Zhentarim and the Xanathar, they've been at each other's throats for a while now, and let's just say that me and the Xanathars don't necessarily get along.
Alright.
I heard you asking for Floon. Floon is his name?
Yes.
He's stuck around long enough to meet with somebody else. It was actually kind of weird. They look pretty similar. It was Rainier Neverember. I've seen him a few times. They go to this warehouse on Candle Lane. Look for the snake symbol on the door. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Todd, Inarius, welcome back. Welcome back to the digital table.
You have the privilege of calling me by the name I was born with.
Oh, that's true. I can call you Alaric. I can call you Alaric
Yes.
Stormchapel. Let's. You know what? Here's something.
Only my enemies call me Inarius.
Well, Yagra calls you Inarius, though.
I don't know if I trust her.
Let's do. You know what I think we should do? Before each episode, I want to know just your general, just quick thoughts on like this kind of like current situation. Kind of like what's Alaric's headspace right now?
Alaric's headspace?
Like what are you thinking? You just said like, oh, I don't know if I trust Yagra. Like what do you think is the deal there?
Well, she seems to know. I think she knows a little more than she's letting on about the fucking snake boys. The tunnel snakes, as I'm calling them.
Tunnel snakes rule.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna call them the tunnel snakes the entire time. I don't give a shit.
That's fair.
What are they actually called? Like the fucking
They're called
sanatorium or some shit?
Zhentarim.
Oh, the Zhentarim. Oof.
Yes.
Oof. But I honestly like. Here's the thing, Alaric. He's green, but you know he's in the True Heart Collective for a reason. You know
he has. You have to be at least somewhat good. You know you can't. Not just anybody can join.
Something a little fishy.
Right.
I'm smelling something round.
Let me get a fun fact about Alaric. Give me a little juicy morsel about Alaric. What's a fun fact about Alaric? Give me a little flavor. Fun fact.
He's ready to eat all over these motherfuckers.
That's fair. He's ready and raring for some combat.
Always. Yeah, in a way.
Your wish may be fulfilled, sir. I suspect that you are not ready, Alaric Stormchapel. I suspect that your courage has waned.
Well, then if you become my enemy, you may call me Inarius.
All right. Well, Inarius, you and Yagra, in our previous episode, learned that the people who accosted Floon, Blagmar, and Rainier Neverember, the 5 men, were known to frequent a warehouse on Candle Lane with a snake symbol on the door.
Yes.
And that is indeed where we're heading now.
So on the way there, I want to talk to Yagra.
Okay. What do you say?
So, I think I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but what do you actually know? What do you know about these tunnel snakes?
She says, if you don't want to make me uncomfortable, mission fucking failed. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
That'll be 16.
She opens up a little bit and she says, look, Inarius, I trust you. I'm gonna level with you. I am a Black Network mercenary. I get paid to protect one of the Zhentarim's negotiators, a man called Davil Starsong. And they are sort of directly in opposition with the Xanathars. I'm not necessarily part of the Zhentarim, but I'm definitely on their side.
This might get awkward.
She says, I don't think it needs to affect our relationship. I don't think it's strictly professional at the moment.
I'm just because your boys are involved.
They're involved. They're not necessarily my boys. I'm a mercenary.
All right.
I'm being paid to protect their negotiator. And that's why one of the Xanathar boys threw that swing at me back in the yawning portal.
I see. I appreciate you. I appreciate, you letting me in. Warms my heart.
Anyway. Yeah, enough of that stupid shit. Yeah. Candle Lane's this way. And she sort of like brushes you off a little bit.
How rude.
So the buildings on either side of Candle Lane are so tall and like tightly packed together that like it would actually, it's so like tall and tight, like these buildings, it almost looks like a comedically, like almost like a Victorian, like the buildings are kind of curved and it looks almost like a fucking like Tim Burton movie a little bit. It would be rare that sunlight even touches Candle Lane. It's a narrow alley, as dark as a dungeon, and as odorous as one too. Nearly all of the street lamps have been smashed, which is a sight you're used to seeing in this area. The only light... In the ghetto. The only light that pierces the darkness on Candle Lane is this sort of faint flickering that you see coming from down the lane like a distant candle.
I see. I guess I'm going to go check that light out.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys kind of go down Candle Lane, you see that there is one street lamp still intact, and it's not being lit by a candle. It actually just looks like a ball of light that is like in the center of it. Like definitely, like it does not take a genius to realize like defo some magic shit.
That's defo some magic shit.
Exactly. This spell or magic, like lantern, street lamp, whatever, is kind of the only like real light in Candle Lane, and it's kind of illuminating this warehouse that is directly across the street from it. And you can see kind of like painted above the door's handle of the warehouse a black winged snake.
Looks like we're in the right place.
Yagra pipes up and she says, yeah, if you haven't pieced it together yet, that's the symbol of the Zhentarim.
What? No, I was playing.
So this warehouse, it is a kind of like ramshackle 2-story warehouse. Looks pretty much abandoned. The Black Network has got like sanctuaries in rundown buildings like this, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this is one. The warehouse is standing at the back of an sort of outer yard behind a high fence, and the fence has a gate on the front of it. You can see from where you're at that the building has kind of like 3 points of entry. It's got a front door, a large warehouse loading door, and a painted over window. Those are kind of the 3 points of entry. And but before you do all that, you've got a high fence and a gate between you and the warehouse.
Now, is this gate just locked?
You haven't tried to open it.
Oh well.
I want that good role playing. I want you to. Yeah. So you go to open the gate. It's not locked.
It's not locked?
Yeah, the gate on the fence is not locked.
Are these guys stupid?
However, again, 3 points of entry, front door, large warehouse loading door, and a painted over window. Those 3 are locked.
Oh, I see. I was going to be at this point, I was just going to try the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, so all of those are locked.
All right, well.
You can sort of, I'll say this. Go ahead and make a perception check.
That'll be 22.
Oh, wow, yeah. So I'll give you this. So you can see that the front door has got a sliding kind of like peephole that can be opened from the inside. You could see that the doors and the windows, they've got kind of like ramshackle locks on them that you feel like you could pretty easily force them open, although it would make a lot of noise. If you did, you could probably, I don't think you have any thieves' tools, and Yagra certainly doesn't either, but if you did, you could also probably feasibly lockpick these doors, but that's kind of what you gather with your perception there.
Well, we're going to try the loading door.
Okay. Yeah, it's locked as well.
It has what sort of lock? Exactly.
It's like a padlock, kind of like wrapped in chains, like a typical what a loading door is like.
Warhammer time.
Okay. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to just dead ass smash the lock?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I guess go ahead and just roll like you're going to attack it, like roll against AC.
That'll be a 13, then +4 to hit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you take your Warhammer and you smash that lock clean off. What's your passive perception?
13.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really hear anything from inside the warehouse, but you did make quite a bit of noise smashing down your Warhammer to break that lock. But yeah, it is broken.
All right. Well, you ready to go in here?
She says, "Ready as I'll ever be, I guess. Let's check it out, I guess."
I open the loading door and I go the fuck in.
Okay. So here's what happens. You guys enter in. There you see tables and chairs that have been like kind of carelessly tossed around the floor. Corpses of about a dozen men lie along the walls. Their kind of rapiers and daggers are lying nearby. On the north side of the area, you see stairs that are kind of rising to an open level above. And, this does look like it is a Black Network kind of like storage place. There are crates that are packed with shit and like stuff that's just like kind of filling it. It is a warehouse, warehouse. What would you like to do?
I'm going to check to see if any of the bodies are flown.
It's pretty dark. You do have dark vision, right?
Yes, I do. I think so. Let me double check. Oh, yeah, I have dark vision for 60 feet.
Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Wow, I'm just getting good fucking rolls. That'll be 17.
17 investigation? Yeah, so you kind of inspect the corpses. 5 of them are like kind of human Zhentarim sellswords. And you can sort of intuit that they may be the ones who kidnapped Floon and Rainier. And seven of them are human Xanathar thugs. And you can tell again by their they're kind of like black tattoos. Each Zent has got a black tattoo of a winged snake on the neck or forearm, and the Xanathar guild members have a black tattoo on the palm of their right hand. Looks like a circle with 10 spokes coming out of its circumference with like the eyeballs and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
As you are investigating these bodies, you kind of like you can hear some movement, some shuffling from the crates. And you hear multiple voices, each with like different accents. One of them sounds like a deep Orcish accent, and one of them says like, "Xanathar sends its regards." And you hear one that says like, "Tie the pretty boy in the back room." And you hear one that says like, "Send him to the boss." You hear another voice that says like, "Time to die, pretty boy." And all of these voices are kind of like at once, and it actually sounds kind of like disturbing. Your passive perception, tell you what, go ahead and make an insight check.
19.
Yeah, so you can actually, it almost sounds like the things that I'm reading, that I'm like saying to you, almost sound like a parrot. Like, almost like mimicking things that it's heard. "Xanathar sends its regards. Tie up the pretty boy in the back room." Like that just, it sounds like you're hearing like recordings almost. But
okay.
What actually happens is 4 short avian creatures appear from behind the crates, and they've got these long beaks and black feathers, and they sort of like leap out at you and Yagra, wearing each one wearing a hooded cloak and wielding a short sword. And Yagra says, "Oh my fucking god, it's Kenku."
What?
They're all Kenku. It is a race of monsters, and the Kenku since you made noise getting in here, now get a surprise attack on you. They're each going to have advantage on their first attack on you, and then we're going to get into initiative. Does a 17 hit? I don't think it does.
Nope, does not.
Okay, so first one comes at you with its short sword, and it just sort of like bounces off of your armor. 17 plus 5 hits, doesn't it?
Yes.
The second one sort of leaps at you and digs its sword into your chest, and manages to get purchase and hits you for 3 points of damage. Third one is going to go after Yagra with a nat 20. That one digs into Yagra with its short sword for 9 points, and she kind of like yells out, like "Oh fuck!" as this bird basically leaps up and digs into her. The other one goes after Yagra, and she actually manages to dodge this one. So you're basically fighting like raven people in the dark that are mimicking the voices of the people that they killed. And let's go ahead and get initiative.
All right. 12.
All right. So you were actually first in the order.
First things first, I'm going after the motherfucker that hit me.
Okay.
15 plus 4.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
And then 9 points of damage.
Okay. Yes.
And
so that definitely hurt. You hear it sort of like.
You think I'm done?
You definitely hear it like as you smack it with the warhammer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hammer.
Yeah, you see blood like flinging off of his face, and you hear in a different tongue than you heard it speak before. It's like, "Son of a bitch!"
Oh, and there's more, by the way. There's more, and that definitely hit, by the way.
Oh God, what was it?
It was a 19. So.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So that is, and then we roll damage here.
Is this against the same one?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
So that'll be the max damage of that. That's was it 10? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that Kenku got his just desserts there.
So I think it's just a leaping attack and just pile driving him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's fucked. He's done. You thoroughly raped that Kenku. All right. So that was Kenku number 4 that you just decimated. Next up is Kenku number 2, who is actually going to try to make a ranged attack on you with its short bow. So it, what's that? 18 plus 5, I think hits.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Okay. So that is going to hit you for 6 points of damage, as it cocks back its bow and shoots an arrow, and I think it kind of like grabs your right shoulder. Kenku number 1 is going to try to do the same to Yagra. It sort of flutters back and sits next to Kenku number 2, and is going to try to do the same thing, try to do like kind of a badass pose, and definitely hits Yagra and deals 7 points of damage to Yagra. Yagra not looking super great. She's in better shape than you.
I'm not looking too good either, though.
Yeah, she's in better shape than you are, but she's definitely like on the outs. Like she's not looking great. Okay, we got one more Kenku who's going to try to leap at Yagra with its short sword, and gets a 5 and totally misses. So so next up we got Yagra. Thankfully, Yagra has multi-attack. Okay, she is going to. She takes her mace, and the one that just tried to leap at her, Kenku number 3, she takes her mace and like whacks him in its side, dealing 11 points of damage, and she's gonna take a second attack to try to get him again, and totally hits. Let's see how much damage that is. Yeah, she basically gives him the old 1-2, and there is now a dead, bloody ass Kenku and a mess of feathers on the ground there. With 2 of the Kenku dead, the other 2 are definitely like trying to run away. You're next in the order.
What is if I do inspiration? What is it? What is that
you get advantage on whatever roll you want if you spend the inspiration. So you got the other 2 are definitely kind of like freaked out. You can hear them be like, "Oh no!" and they're trying to kind of flee the scene now that 2 of their friends are dead. The other 2 are trying to skedaddle.
I'm still gonna attack them. So
Okay.
that'll be a 16 plus 4.
Yeah, definitely hits. Which one? Number 1 or number 2?
Let's go for dumb guy first.
Okay.
Number 1. 9 points of damage.
That one that you just attacked, so you get a good piece of him, sort of like kind of crippling one of his wings, but he manages to slip out of the front door of the warehouse and take off into the night. But the remaining one is sort of like cowering. He's sort of backed into a corner now, and you guys are just sort of like staring him down. He looks scared, absolutely shitless.
Hey, little guy, you understand me?
He You can hear sort of like grunting, like he's kind of like scared, and you can see he's kind of like you almost like get the sense that he's going through the Rolodex of like mimic sounds in his mind to try to respond to you. And he says, you hear him say in like kind of a orcish accent, "You know what you're gonna say, go ahead and say it."
What happened here? If you can communicate that to me, you might get out of here alive.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
So this is going to be a standard 14.
Okay. So he goes through a few things. He sort of like motions around to the bodies, and like you hear this kind of nasally voice. "Tie the pretty boy up in the back room. Follow the yellow signs in the sewers." And then he changes, and you hear a deep voice. "Xanathar sends its regards." And then you hear another voice. "No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss."
Thank you. You may go now.
Yagra she's like, "Are you fucking serious? You're just going to let him go?"
I want to be a man of my word. I won't kill him. I'm not saying you can. I'm a man of my word.
She says, "I'll give him a head start." The Kenku kind of like scurries and runs out the door, and Yagra pulls back her crossbow. I shit you not, with a nat 20.
Get the fuck out of here.
And she just boom, back of the head, and he just falls dead on the ground. She says,
"Well,
one getting away is enough." Inarius, like, I respect the whole, like, honor, Torm the True Heart Collective, all that good stuff. I respect your candor, but, like, shit can get fucked up real quick. Don't let it get you into trouble. I know you're new to Waterdeep, but, like, people here aren't as nice as you.
The world should be as nice as me.
So, you guys are now kind of like in this warehouse. There are 2 floors. What do you want to do? In the bottom floor here, again, a bunch of crates and stuff kind of littered around. There is a staircase leading up to the upper floor. So, what's the plan?
Let's take a look upstairs.
Okay, so we're going to go straight upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. So you go upstairs. The open second level, it's stacked with crates, kind of on this balcony where it overlooks the main warehouse, kind of almost like a farmhouse scenario where the top floor kind of overlooks the bottom floor, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you've got a bunch of crates around, nothing too crazy. You see kind of on the far side. A few kind of like office-looking doors. Like there's kind of like an office in the back of the room. That's about it.
Let's check out the crates.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
That'll be 12.
Yeah, you sort of rifle through the crates, and you're mostly finding junk. You find some like moth-eaten bolts of cloth, some bottles of like spoiled olive oil, old stuff like some old sandals that were like all the rage last summer but are now out of fashion. Nothing really valuable in any of the crates.
What a waste of time. All right.
Keep in mind, there's still there's like I said, an office kind of door up top too.
And I'm gonna go check out that. I'm gonna go check out the office doors.
Yeah, sure. So, do you want? So you're just gonna like kind of like go right in there. You see one door so far, like from where you're standing.
We'll walk right in,
Cool.
or attempt to.
Okay. So here's what happens. You walk in through the door. You see there's like desks, chairs, and kind of like bare shelves covered with dust and draped in cobwebs. Some rats skitter about when you open the door. And mounted above the door is a steel alarm bell, which rings loudly when you open the door. And it rings loudly for a second, and then it stops.
Shit.
As of right now, nothing is happening. What do you do?
Quickly look around the office for anything that might be useful.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
That'll be 17.
You look around the office, you're seeing a bunch of like old papers and stuff, but one thing you do find is a paper bird. And what this is, it's a magically enchanted piece of parchment that's folded into like an origami bird. And basically, and I'll send you the exact details of this separately, but definitely add this into your inventory because it allows you to basically write a message onto it and you whisper the name of the recipient and it kind of like magically folds itself and flies toward the most direct route of that recipient.
You realize I'm about to use that, right?
Yes. So, I'm just saying, you have that at this moment.
Not for long.
Now, after a couple of seconds, you hear another alarm sound identical to the one that happened when you opened the office door, coming from downstairs.
Well, I think it's time we get out of here.
Weirdly enough, it's coming from like the wall downstairs. Not even like it's not coming from outside or anything like that. It sounds like it's like muffled, like it's coming from within the wall downstairs.
You know anything about hidden passages in buildings like this?
She says, yeah, I mean the Black Network uses secret rooms all the time. It's possible.
Well, what do you guys normally use to get into them?
She says normally it's just kind of one of those things where if you know it, you know it. It's worth checking out.
So I guess I'm gonna look for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. So you kind of go kind of downstairs and you go to where you think you heard the alarm bell. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
So that's just gonna be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, so you pass through, on your way down, you pass through what looks like a storage closet. The door to it is kind of like hanging loosely on broken hinges. It's kind of like a cramped looking storage closet. But just beyond the storage closet, and you can investigate that if you'd like, just past it, you can faintly hear the alarm bell as it's kind of like fading in volume beyond the wall, and you can even make out where it looks like there might be a little bit of a pressure plate, like the texture of the wall is slightly different.
Well. It looks like we got something here.
Yagra sort of like comes ahead and she like pushes her hand on the wall, and sure enough it gives, and there's a small kind of like hidden room that is kind of like there's 2 wooden crates inside of the room, and they're marked with the Zhentarim symbol, and one of them looks like it was like clearly stolen from the docks, and it's got 4 wood-framed paintings that are wrapped in leather. The paintings depict different cities, Luskin, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon, and Baldur's Gate. Each one is worth 75 gold apiece. So in total, they're worth 300 gold.
Bunch of thieves.
The second crate, which is stolen from a caravan on the high road, and you know this from notation that is left on the top of the crates, they contain 15 10-pound silver trade bars. They're all black from corrosion, but they're still worth 50 gold apiece to the right buyer. Now, and this is going to be somewhat important, you can take some of these, but you definitely could not carry 15 10-pound silver bars. So,
well, you speak to me like I care of these material things.
That's fair. Yagra definitely pockets a few of them, though. And she's like, waste not, want not. Black Network has no way of knowing I did it.
Unless I tell them. I'm just playing.
So yeah, Yagra definitely pockets a handful of those silver bars. And she says, the paintings are yours if you want them.
No. The only thing I would care to do is return them.
It's fair. She says, The only other thing we haven't really looked at in this warehouse is that storage closet.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I guess we didn't really have to be too worried about that alarm. It seems like it was just tied to the secret room.
Are you trying to jinx us?
That's fair. I'll shut my mouth now. So you guys go into this cramped storage closet. It's a little chamber. Smells strongly of like old sour fish and vinegar. It fucking just smells gross.
Smell of victory.
It's filled with these kind of like discarded rope and canvas and splintered wood from smashed barrels. And you actually see in the corner a small man with red hair, kind of like breathing heavily. And he's dressed very fancily. And he's kind of breathing heavily, hoping that you don't see him. You kind of like hear you can kind of see him poking out from under a canvas tarp in the north end of the room.
Floon, you are Floon, right? I'm here to help you.
Not Floon.
What's your name? Who are you?
Are you with them?
I am not. I was here looking for Floon.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
That is a 14.
He says, what about her? That's Stonefist, isn't it? She works with the Zents?
Works. She's a friend. She's a mercenary. Things happen. But she's here with me. We're good.
He stands up and he's just covered. He's got like fancy clothes on, but he's covered in like grime and just like the stench of just again like just rancid like gross fish. And he sort of like kind of straightens himself and he says, "I am not Floon. My name is Rainier. Rainier Neverember."
So I want to say something. Can I just say something? Were you the target of this whole thing?
I don't know. I think that here's what I'll tell you what I know. Here's what happened. Just it's all been such a blur. It's been a crazy couple of days. On the night of the abduction, Floon and I were hanging out, merrymaking. I thought he was too drunk to find his way home by himself. I offered to escort him. A lot of people thought that was like funny. A lot of people thought maybe there was some implications there. Not the case. I was just trying to be a good friend.
Hey, there's no judgment here. All right, continue.
We were jumped by 5 thugs as we left Fillet Lane. We were heading north on Zastro, and Floon was taken. I think that they think that Floon was me. We look alike. We dress alike.
It would make more sense because of who you are.
He sort of like scratches his head a little bit, and he, yeah, it does. The Zhentarim think that my father embezzled a large amount of gold while he was an open lord, and that he hid the dragons somewhere in the city. They think they can find it by using an artifact called the Stone of Galore, which was in the hands of the Xanathar Guild until recently. Apparently someone stole it. The Zents thought I knew something about all of this, but I don't. My father and I haven't spoken in years.
And once they realize who Floon is, he's dead.
Fuck. You think they would do that?
There's no point. He's of no use. He's Floon, blah blah blah.
He says Blagmar. I know there's a lot of Floons, but you know, Blagmar. It's an easy to remember last name.
I won't lie to you. I forgot at the moment I was hired to find.
So, not long after this, the front door is kicked down by a large human kind of man, decked out to the nines. Looking like a sort of like badass captain, and he's got a dozen other members of the City Watch with him behind him.
Oh, shit.
He says, he kind of like addresses you all, and he says, what's going on here? We received a report of suspicious activity.
Well, I came here looking to find a friend. I found the wrong friend, and apparently my friend has been taken. How's it going?
He looks around, and he sees the dead bodies on the ground, and he says, we took
Found them like this, by the way, just saying.
He looks at you kind of like not buying it. Tell you what, go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage. Roll it twice and take the lower of the two rolls.
Oh god, that's gonna be a fucking 4.
He says, stay right there.
Come on, man.
He motions for his sort of like posse, City Watch guards.
Sir, I'm a member of the True Heart Collective. I'm just here to help.
He says,
I did not kill these people.
He says, I don't give a fuck who you are. Stay right there. We're gonna investigate this room, and nobody's leaving until I get to the bottom of this.
I mean, I could tell you what happened.
He sort of like looks up and he's like, I'll get to you in a minute. And his kind of posse are checking out the bodies, and they conclude, they immediately go to look for the tattoos, and they conclude they're members of the Zhentarim and the Xanathar. And he's like, yeah, this is becoming a common theme. We took a Kenku into custody earlier. Seems like there's a little bit of a scrap here.
Yeah, that's the one that got away.
One that got away from what?
Yeah, they attacked us.
And what were they doing here?
I honestly don't know.
Well, I gotta say, I once had this warehouse under surveillance, but elected to pull this detail to bolster patrols throughout the dock ward, and that seems like that was a bad idea now.
Yeah, probably.
There was let's just say there was a big fish that we suspected was using this, Urstel Floxen, rumored to be responsible for a lot of this recent strife.
I see. Well, apparently, as I point to my boy over here with the red hair, Rainier, what's his name?
Rainier, yeah.
Rainier here was the true target of this of an abduction, but they got the wrong guy.
So he notices, like, as you point Rainier out, he sort of like stands at attention. He's like, "Oh, a Neverember."
Yeah.
He says, "Look, I didn't realize. You said he's the target of an attack?"
He was the attempted target of an attack, and they got the wrong guy, who happens to look pretty similar to him.
He says, "Sir, is this true?" And Rainier sort of sheepishly like nods, and he says, "Okay, look, what's your name? I didn't get your name. True Heart Collective."
Yeah, my name is Inarius.
Inarius, here's what's gonna happen. You've got a Neverember noble with you. I'm gonna let you go. I'm going to give you a copy of the Code Legal. I encourage you to read it. This is the code of the city. I will overlook any crimes you've committed so far.
I appreciate that, sir.
He says, what's your next move?
My next move is, I still kind of have a job to do, and I think I know where to go next.
And that is?
The sewers.
He says, and why do you think you need to go there?
The cuckoos, the birds. They were,
Kenkus. The cuckoos.
Just enjoy Inarius' newbie shit, alright? It's all in character, damn it.
That's fair.
One of the things that they were going on, their little recording shit they do. They were going on about the sewers following the yellow signs.
He says, this is all good information. You guys getting this? And his city watchmen are kind of taking notes, and he says, look, Inarius, I think you mean well, but it's best not to meddle in criminal matters. Leave this dirty business to the City Watch.
How about a joint investigation? It's a win-win.
I'm not going to send in a force into the sewers in search of someone who may well be a Zhent or Xanathar spy. But I want you, leave it alone. Don't meddle in these matters. there's no point. I'm gonna, keep the blood off the streets, as we say. It's a common City Watch saying.
Well, at this point, the blood isn't going to be on the streets. It's going to be under them.
But look, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna trust that you're not gonna chase this down. I'm gonna trust that you're gonna let me and my City Watch handle it. I'm just gonna let you go. Look, not all officers are as nice as me.
I appreciate your time, sir.
He nods at you and he sort of motions and gathers up his crew, and they take off down Candle Lane into the night.
Well, time to go to the sewers, guys.
So yeah, so you know now that your next sort of point of order is the sewers. Let me ask you this: are you going to try to bring Raynor along with you?
I want to talk to him. So
okay, what do you say?
So what do you want to do? Do you want to go back home? Are you? What's going on in your mind?
I mean, I'd love to help. I feel awful. I don't want any harm to come to Floon. I'd certainly love to help. I'm unarmed though. I don't want to slow you down either.
That's fair.
As much as I'd love to help, I don't want to slow you down. I'm unarmed. If I had some sort of any kind of weaponry, I'd love to help, but I just...
The true question is, can you keep the City Watch off my back?
I can do my best.
That's all the help I need. Before that, I kind of want to head back to the inn and do a long rest. Ah, shit. I don't want... Time is of the essence!
You could do a short rest.
That might work.
Yeah, you could definitely do a short rest somewhere. Probably, I mean, really, you could do a short rest, you could probably do a short rest here in the warehouse if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Kind of a power nap?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and...
Do we want to use this?
What's that?
Yeah, alright. I forget how it works for a short rest.
So what you're going to do, so what's your hit dice?
That's 1d8.
Okay.
Plus 1.
So yeah, so it's going to be 2d8 at the moment because you're level 2. So you can basically roll the d8 up to 2 times to heal on a short rest.
Okay. So that's going to be a 6.
Which would bring you up to 12. Now you can go ahead and roll it again if you want, or you don't have to.
That's going to be a 6 plus 3.
Okay. So another 3. That brings you up to full. Okay. And that's the most you can roll for now. That goes up with each level, and those hit die are restored when you get a long rest.
All right. Well, yeah. It's kind of what I wanted. I just wanted to get a healing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So what's the next point of order?
Well, Yagra, are you ready to go down in the sewer?
So this sounds as good as plan as any.
How are you doing right now? You good?
I'm good. I got a little beat up back there, but I'm doing all right.
You can manage?
I can manage.
All right, good friend.
Half of me's in work, so half of me's hard to kill.
The part I love. All right.
Okay. So you're going to the sewers. How are you getting there?
So I'm gonna check. Let's check out on the street, see if there's any way down into the sewer.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
So that'd be a 19.
Damn, that's a pretty damn good investigation roll. Okay. So you managed to see a path like something was dragged through a back alley on the streets.
Let's see where that leads.
Yeah, following it, you go through a few back alleys, and eventually it leads to a circular metal cover that is inset in the pavement.
Yeah, let's get this open.
Yeah, the cover, you lift it easily, revealing a ladder that goes down into the sewers.
Ladies first.
Yagra does a ironic curtsy as she goes down the ladder, and I assume you follow her.
Of course.
You guys go. You guys are, both of you have dark vision, so you don't really need a light source. But you can see that there is a putrid stream flowing along the sewer tunnel, which leads in two directions. In one direction, you see a tiny symbol drawn on the wall in yellow chalk. It's a palm-sized circle with 10 spokes radiating out from its circumference.
All right. I think we're on the right path.
So like that's the route you're going to take, the one with the symbol?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you guys follow these yellow signs. You know this from the Kenku that you interrogated. You follow these signs for about an hour, and you come to a 3-way intersection where a ladder leads up into a stone shaft capped by another circular metal cover. One of the familiar chalk symbols is marked on a wall nearby, and floating near the symbol is this spherical grapefruit-sized creature with a bulging central eye and 4 stumpy eye stalks, and it looks at you guys and sort of bares its teeth, and we're going to need some initiative.
5.
This thing is going to go first. Let me see, what does it want to do to you, Alaric?
Leave me alone.
Tell you what, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, that is going to be a 17 plus 5.
Damn. Yeah. You feel its eyes sort of like penetrate. This is going to be a weird phrase, but you feel it penetrate your being for a second. And but you manage to sort of like shake it off, and you're totally fine. Yagra is up next. I have a feeling this isn't going to last long. Yagra is going to try to shoot it with her crossbow. It's relatively far away from you. Okay, she actually misses. She readies a shot with her heavy crossbow and goes to lift it and misses. And you're up next.
So, I guess I'm going to obviously go for an attack.
Yep.
So that'll be a 14 plus 4.
Oh, fuck yeah. That hits.
Oh, fuck. That's going to be 7 damage.
7 damage? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's with the Warhammer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you run up to it with your Warhammer just like you're as if you were going to like swing a golf club, and you kind of like punt this little dude. And he definitely is not looking great even after just that one attack. He's up next. Same thing, only this time go ahead and make a dex save.
You piece of shit. Give me a good roll, bitches. 15.
Damn. Okay. So here's what happens. Okay. So out of his eyes, a beam of frost makes its way towards you, and you shake off most of the frost as you dodge the brunt of the sort of frost ray, but you still take 4 damage.
4 damage?
Yep. Yagra is up next. This time she's going to run at him with the mace. She misses her first attack, but she gets another. And that one connects. So let's see if she does enough to finish him off. She runs up at him with the mace and digs like deep into his ass. And he is not looking good. Like he's like hanging on by a thread, but he is still kicking. Let's see if you can finish him off, because you're up next.
Alright, that is going to be a 16 plus 4.
Definitely hits.
Alright.
Basically, tell me how you do this, because basically anything you do is going to kill this thing.
Well, at this point, I think we're going to lean into the golf club.
Okay.
This good old golf club his ass into the wall.
You take your Warhammer, and you fucking just like 4, and yeah, he smashes into the wall, dead. And that is all there is to that. There's a ladder. Like I said, the only kind of thing left in here is a ladder leading up into a stone shaft, which is capped by a circular metal cover.
All right. You ready to do this?
Says, yeah. I mean, that was a little freaky. I gotta be honest with you. I've done a lot of like Xanathar killing, and things with multiple eyeballs at this point really kind of give me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, was that your problem with the Beholder shop?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I
I mean, it's a little weird, creepy. I give it that.
Don't like
it. It's all right. All right. let's head up. I'll go first this time.
Okay.
So
you're climbing the ladder and kind of like pushing the metal cover?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do it stealthily.
Okay. Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on.